Welcome to my YouTube channel, Ajir-Stronger Together Family Channel. I have been asked this question on several occasions during my teachings, during my counseling sessions, and the rest. People in relationship have asked this question now and then. So I thought it was wise for me to come and discuss it, and make a video and discuss it so that we can all learn. Because I know it is what is on the minds of a lot of people. So I feel it is good for us to discuss it publicly so that others can also learn from it. And what is the question? Is virginity a guarantee of good behavior or good character? When you go and marry a virgin, is it a guarantee that that person must have a strong character, must have good character? Is it a guarantee? That's the question. And I feel it is very, very key for us to discuss it, for me to come and discuss it and teach us so that we can know. Because a lot of people, when they want to get married, they say, look for a wife for me in the village, look for a wife for me here, where the person is a virgin, where the person is this, where the person is this. So is virginity a guarantee of good behavior, of good character? That's the question. So we're going to be discussing it in details so that you will know. So that when you want to marry and you are searching for a virgin, you should put all this at the back of your mind. To answer, to give you a straightforward answer, the answer is no. Virginity is not a guarantee of good character. It can be a good moral choice. Virginity can be a good moral choice, but it is not the same thing as character. One can decide, I want to keep my virginity for my husband. That's a good moral choice. Very commendable. Very commendable. Any person that do that, I give you my thumb up. You are someone who has a good moral choice. But it does not translate into having a good character. And I want to explain why I answered that way. Number one, character is about who you are. The things that brings up a strong behavioral pattern. That is what character is. Not just what you have done or what you have not done. What I'm trying to say is that even if you are not a virgin, you can be able to train yourself to have good character. You can also be a virgin and have a decay of character or a breakdown of character. Your character will be very, very disgusting. You can be a virgin and have a bad character. But you can still not be a virgin and have strong character. Character includes honesty, integrity, self-control, kindness, humility, faithfulness, responsibility, respect for others. That's what character is. That's what character is. So a person can be a virgin and still be dishonest, still be proud, still be lazy, still be abusive, still be manipulative. A person can be a virgin and still be unfaithful in his or her heart, and lack self-control in other areas of life. Not only that part. The person can lack self-control in other aspects of life. So virginity only tells you something about sexual history. Virginity does not tell you the whole of that person. It only tells you the sexual history of that person, not the whole person. Number two, some people are virgins by circumstances, not by conviction. Some might be a virgin because they never had opportunity, because they were afraid, because they were restricted, because they were shy, because they were in strict environment. That is why some of them were virgins. I don't know whether, let me take that point again. See, there are some people who are virgins because of circumstances. Some people are virgin because they never had the opportunity to go out and explore. Some people were virgins because they were afraid of certain things. They say it's painful, they say it's this. Some people were afraid and they kept their virginity. Some were in a restricted environment. Some were shy and all that. So not necessarily because they were disciplined, not necessarily because they were principled, not necessarily because they were morally strong. So all these factors made them to be virgins, not because they were disciplined, not because they were principled, not because they were morally strong. Number three, character is proven under pressure. Real character shows in how someone handles anger. Real character shows how someone treats others when he or she is upset, how they handle money, how they keep promises, how they respond to temptation, how they take responsibility for their actions. That is the test of character. It is tested under pressure. So you discover that you can be a virgin, but you can still lose all these things. You can still handle anger poorly. You can be a virgin and treat others poorly, especially when you are upset. You can be a virgin and you can still handle money carelessly, without integrity and all that. Number four, you can lose virginity and still have strong character. A person may have made mistakes. That is what led to their virginity. The person may be grown, may be repented even after losing virginity. The person may still repent of certain things. This person may still change and become disciplined, faithful, and matured. And that is why sometimes you marry a wife that is already this virgin, but you may come and get a beautiful person with a strong character. Number five, what virginity does show when it is by conviction. If someone is a virgin by personal moral choice, it may indicate that the person has self-control, the person is respectful, or has respect for boundaries, is committed to values, and has the ability to delay gratification. These are good signs, but still not the full picture of what you really want. So choosing a life partner based on virginity alone and ignoring temperament, ignoring anger control, ignoring honesty, ignoring work ethics, ignoring respect, ignoring emotional maturity, choosing a partner based on virginity and ignoring values, ignoring faithfulness, ignoring communication skills and emotional stability. When you marry and focus on virginity and you ignore all these things I've listed, you may end up regretting in that marriage, even after marrying a virgin. Because being a virgin is not a guarantee that the person will have all this character. And this is how people enter very painful marriages. This is how people enter very painful marriages. I want to state it clear that virginity is a moral gift, but character is a lifelong construction, as in well trained. When you train yourself to have a good character, it stays with you forever. So don't marry for sexual status. Don't marry and feel because you married a virgin, that's all. Marriage is character, marriage is mindset, marriage is the value system you bring on the table. Please share this video and let those who have these questions in their minds, let them learn from this. Share this, and those of you who are watching my video for the first time, please click the subscribe button, please and please. That's one thing you do for me and I'll be very happy. Subscribe to my channel so that you also get more content. Share this and let's learn. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.